So what I'll do is I'll start you off with some kind of like a summary of the story. So Sienna in orphanage. Sienna house burned down. Sienna got adopted by Jaiden Animations. Sienna anorexic, but like she doesn't tell her parents. Sienna now has to go to school. Begin story.
Sienna's point of view. School. The one thing parents have to bribe you to take you to, being the social wizard, nearly died when I woke up that morning. I brushed my teeth and got in the shower to wake myself up a bit. After I finished, I changed it so I old man out of nowhere. After I finished, I changed into some shorts and a giant Nike hoodie. It was a ginormous hoodie that took up the space of the whole room. That was pink and had some words Nike written across in white. I would have never guessed. I wore some white shoes that were also Nike. I went to the tattoo parlor to get a Nike logo tattooed on my shoulder.
Yes, like a political symbol. I always thought it was Nike.
No, America's weird with their E's. All of these clothes I got while in orphanage, not with Jaiden. I went downstairs and grabbed an apple. But while I was eating it, Jaiden walked down nearly in an identical outfit. Oh my gosh, I messed up. But hers was a purple hoodie. Instead, it had black writing and black shoes. I laughed when she saw me sitting and eating. I gotta make a voice for Jaiden.
It doesn't matter, just do whatever you want. I mean, I've seen people do worse voices, like Italian Jaiden, for example. That was an interesting experiment.
Hey! Hey, good morning! I'm laughing at my own voice. I'm such a narcissist.
I would do it.
Hey, good morning!
I swallowed a hot Cheeto wrong. My throat burns.
Hey, good morning! Is this all you're going to eat? Ooh.
She smiled as she got eggs in a pan out.
Are you sure you don't want some eggs for breakfast with this? Ooh.
She asked as she cracked the eggs. She didn't even answer the question, Jaiden. She could have been like borderline full. And she's now got to eat these eggs you're making, and now she's gonna gain weight.
That's actually strictly connected to the plot, because as I said before, Sienna is anorexic.
Oh no.
So it connects.
I smiled at her thoughtfulness and shook my head. I smiled at her thoughtfulness, but shook my head. I had more fruit and some water before you came down. I lied. I felt bad, but if she knew what I was doing it so I had to do what I had to do. She smiled back and nodded.
In school, you have to top up your food account, so I topped up $300. Is that good for a tomato?
Oh, more than enough for a whole year, Jaiden. I replied, throwing the core of my apple away directly at Jaiden, knocking her out. No, throwing the core of my apple away as Jaiden sat down and called James. Please just tell me it's just some guy.
No, it's not.
To be called James. No, please. It's just
not the milkman.
The janitor. He goes in SCP-173's containment to clean the dirt off the walls.
Yeah,
James?
Let's make the assumption that it's not just to keep your mind from imploding like a neutron star.
Oh my gosh, okay. This is gonna be your character.
No.
I'll take you to school, and if you want, I'll walk you inside to your phone room for registration, and you will move onto your new classes, different parts of the school. Understand? I wanted you to walk so that you don't look lonely all by yourself, and that it's all okay. I'll put my hood up so no one sees me, just in case, he says quickly as she walked out, following to the car. What, Daniel?
Her Nike hoodie.
Yeah, her
Nike hoodie, yes indeed.
She was thoughtful about my feelings, and she already knew what I prefer and didn't prefer. She knew every aspect of my life. She already had a hit list of all my bullies that were mysteriously disappearing. It caused the attention of the Winchester brothers, Sam and Dean Winchester, from the hit show Big Bang Theory.
Their dog pooping
with their dog Pluto and their trusty butler R2-D2. When we arrived, I gulped and walked out of the car. Jaiden put her hoodie up. She said she would walk me inside the school. I saw hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and thousands, millions of kids just walking around chatting, and I saw kids around my age shuffling around with nobody to talk to. I hugged Jaiden at that moment.
I think I can make it from here, but thank you so much for everything you've done until now in my life. Heaven, after I left the orphanage, and even though it's only been 2 days, I feel like we've really connected.
I say, pulling out a hug and waving goodbye.
Bye, C.
Calls her C.
Yes, I believe. Like as a nickname.
She said as she walked back into the corridors of madness. I waved back at her and walked to my dorm room where I would spend the rest of my high school taking register to go to class with them. I saw a bunch of people in my room. It was now my moment. I took out my backpack.
Plot twist, the school is Denshi's school for the deaf.
I was so close to crying because I felt like everyone stared at me when I walked in, because it's totally normal for people to look at you when you enter a room. But I can't handle this perception of social interaction, and I can't handle emotions in general, so I jumped out the window and started to fly like a squirrel, like gliding across this. Okay, I need to stop.
Fly far away.
I was so close to crying, I felt like everyone stared at me when I walked up, but I stayed strong. Just sat down somewhere near a group of large girls. A large group of girls who were chatting. There was one girl who everyone was looking at, who was sitting on the desk while everyone else was sitting on the chairs. She spotted me sitting by myself.
Hey there, wanna come join us? You looking a bit lonely. Wanna chat?
She said, reaching her hand out so I could sit next to her on the desk. I was surprised at how friendly she was because I thought she'd be rude since I'd be alone. Yeah, sure, I said, grabbing her hand and joining her. She grabbed me by my throat and body slammed me into the desk. All right.
I love you so. I love your hair, so lovely. And your outfits are really nice. Reminds me of someone I watch on YouTube. She always wears purple, or at least in most of her pictures.
She said as she touched my hair and started plaiting it. I had long light brown hair. Started plaiting my hair. I don't know. How do you say that word?
I think I'm pretty sure it's plating, but I have no idea what it actually is.
Is that plating right there? That right there.
Plating.
Yeah, okay, plating. It started plaiting my hair into a bunch of small plaits. For some reason, she had 100 million trillion thousand mini hair bands, and everyone just started to admire my hair. My hair, my hair, my hair, my hair, my hair. It's so glorious. Just look at my gorgeous hair. Yeah, yeah.
We had to go back into those old internet meme territory just for a good 2 seconds.
And I said, my hair, oh my hair, it's so soft. Who's the YouTuber? I asked, in interest in what she's talking about.
Oh, I think her name was something like, Filthy Frank.
Said a girl. They all started talking about the unknown child and trying to say who. I need a drink. I'll be back.
I can pour that out and get put eliminated. I'm in a recording session, Daniel. How many times do I have to tell you that you do not exist all our recording? It's arrogant. Don't interrupt my
Okay, I am back with a good old cup of lemonade. I was so desperate to say that I was the infamous child they were talking about. I couldn't though, because all they would do is pester me about her. Instead, I added a few things to the conversation. Yeah, I heard her name is something like Sapphire or Safa, because her name starts with a S. She's an artist like her adopted mom and her dad, the SCP janitor who cleans the jail cell of Peanut. Not odds one out in any way. They looked at me, shocked. They squealed. I made a mental note. The class started, and the teacher, Mr. Poggers, called the register. I was first.
Sienna.
Seinfeld did fat.
Pretty sure it's pronounced did fuck, but still.
He said, and I replied, "Here, sir." I raised my hand. One girl, who was Asian, raised an eyebrow and looked at me strangely.
It's fetch. I think I've read that before.
She said quietly, I now had Jaiden's last name because Relson is on James's book of cleaning Peanut's cage in an SCP facility.
How to do it most efficiently, yeah.
Yeah. It's like how to get in there fast,
Exactly.
the best techniques for getting that gunk off the floor, and 20 copies, dude. I bought 80. Dude, I got a shrine to this janitor.
I'm not such a big James fan then.
Would know if I had the name. I just looked at her and shrugged my shoulders. He carried on calling the names until he got to the girl who was speaking to me earlier and admired my hair. Aquaria, Basteria, he called. He sang for some very stupid reason. The whole class was just dumbstruck. She answered and I smiled at her. Aquaria, just like Aquarius, the astrological sign. I looked up and saw her staring at me. She smiled and I noticed she had dimples on each side of her face. Arthur! What do you want, Dutch? We got another fan fiction to read, Arthur. No, Dutch! I'm done with Jaiden animation. Nancy Lopez, he asked. The Asian girl raised her hand and answered, but she also had her head raised high and flicked her hair. Her hair ejected from her head like a tarantula and stabbed me in the artery. Everyone in the class snickered. I'll do my best Dutch impression from Red Dead 2. Why is she so stuck up? He said, laughing. I laughed too, because I thought it was funny. Why else would y'all? I laughed too, because I enjoy the social embarrassment of others. It makes me fulfilled. But when the teacher looked my way, I looked away and held in my laughter. I was so sad when I saw my schedule because I had science, math, English, geography, and history. Out of that order. That day, because I had all my classes in that schedule with Aquaria, so I was pretty chill, pretty happy. Hey, wanna go to math class together? Aquaria asked me. I looked at her and nodded. We went to the classroom, but the clap of her butt cheeks were too loud and alerted the guards. I looked at her and nodded. We went to the classroom and the teacher let us pick up our own seat for the rest of the year. The whole class broke out in a civil war. Little Timmy in the corner was building a musket out of pencils and rubber bands. He took the first shot at Jeremy at the front line. He wanted that front seat near the teacher because the teacher was cute. He got a headshot. Jeremy fell dead. Little Timmy claimed the seat and went on top of it screaming like a wild animal. Me and Aquaria both made bunkers. We started digging through the floor. It was trench warfare all around. And then the teacher walked in and then just walked back out saying, I don't get paid enough for this. Anyway, back to the canon of this. Aquaria grabbed my arm and sprinted to the back of the class. She chose the seat, put this away from the teacher's desk, and sat us down. I would like to say, this isn't a bad fan fiction. I've read horribly more worse.
Yeah, I know, I've said that before. This isn't exactly the worst thing that, I mean, look at the sidebar of recommended things.
You definitely have basic plot structure, and I do believe you can excel if you let your creative mind just go wherever. I'm a big stickler for creative endeavors. You know, I took a total accurate battle simulator clips and added text to speech over it and made a story about a horrible generic reference to a movie on his hunt for bone marrow. It was great. Come on.
The only good part of that was the reference to my very real school for the deaf.
Yep. Denshi's School for the Deaf.
Okay there, class. How about we start our lesson about talking about fraction? When trading emeralds with a Minecraft player, it's important for a villager to know fractions.
The class grows phone, but sat up and paid attention. I leaned back and started to doze off until the teacher pointed at me and called me to the front of the class.
Since you would rather sleep and do math, how about you come to the front of the class and show us a quadratic equation?
I'm like a couple months from graduating and I don't even know what that is.
You learned that when you're like 12.
12? I wasn't 12. I was born 19.
Exactly. But I don't know what you have normally. If you're doing anything math related, you know what a quadratic equation is. It's very quintessential to understanding calculus and other things. It's kind of the entire basis of calculus. Is the idea of.
He said, "Hand me." My bad. She said, handing me a whiteboard pen. I gulped and drew a pentagram to start summoning Satan.
That's how I answered the math question. The rest is propaganda that Satan created, so then you wouldn't know.
We were too young to know, but since I knew about Boy in the and one of my favorite songs by him was "Don't Stay in School." And in that song, he said the quadratic equation, so all I had to do was sing the song in my head and write on it. This writing is so much better. The whole class clapped other than Nancy, who was rolling her eyes, and the boy called Theo, who was staring in my eyes carefully, checking me up. Whoa! FBI, open up! Get down! I was just looking! Not for you, mister! To the juvenile slammer you
I would
go.
kill him right there, but anyway.
I blushed as I walked back to my desk. He handed me a note and I stuffed it in my pocket. After class, I opened up the note. Poggers. Hey, have you ever heard the song Hey Ya? 1, 2, 3! I stand in the entire lesson, blessing and whispering to Aquaria. Hey!
You know that song's about divorce?
Yeah, it's a very sad song. She rolled her eyes and said none of the boys in class were cute as him. She rolled her eyes and said none of the boys in the class were cute, and she said her eyes on someone else. Did I read that right, or
Yeah.
Gosh, being dyslexic and reading bad grammar is never a fun mix.
It's like multiplicatory.
It's like you're already screwed in grammar, and it's like, I wouldn't you imagine you suck at video games and then your dad's like, "Here, son, play my favorite game, Dark Souls." Yeah, sadly not. Okay, I laughed trying to guess who was in our form, who was pretty good looking, but she denied all the guys, saying she wouldn't say a word. Let's look at it.
I bet she hella gay for you.
I was just about to say! At the end of the day, I finally had time to look at the note Theo gave to me. It said, "Top of the body, Jim Laddie!" Okay, I'm gonna wrap up an invisible blunt with invisible paper and light it with an invisible lighter. Here we go. Hey. Bro, like, you're really cool. You wanna hang out with me? Some other people in Alexandra Avenue today and tomorrow. Just meet us there. I told Aquaria where I'm going. I called Jaiden and told her where I was going to go. She told me to be home by 5. At the latest. Turns out Alexandra Avenue is just around the corner of my house. Okay, so apparently we're just jumping to her immediately being there. Yeah, but she just walks in the house and it just reeks of just sweat, Axe cologne. Their couch isn't even upright. They sit on the hard side of their couch, and like their table, their coffee table is 2 cinder blocks and a painting of a crappy hot. Everything but the couch was a straight up reference to an anime series called Sublo and Tangy Mustard. "Hey, you're here," Theo said, shocked. I nodded, and when no one was looking, I ran to my house to This is like AI Dungeons of transition here. Hey, Jaiden, a bunch of my friends are around the corner. They're smoking a lot of illegal drugs. Jaiden looked at me and said, yo, let me join! Hey, Jaiden, a bunch of my friends are around the corner, but I remember that I packed my skateboard in my suitcase when I first came, so can I see if you can go? I asked, running on the spot. She looked up and nodded at me, and I sprinted stairs. Wow, I can be sporty when I wanted to. I went back outside to Aquaria. And Aquaria? Oh wait, Aquaria's here now?
Yeah,
Okay.
it just magically appeared. Yep, ignore the plot holes.
I went back outside at Aquaria. It was my skateboard. It had my name plastered across the bottom. When it was visible, when I held it, the actual board was darkish purple. Because everything in my life just also has to be darkish purple by pure coincidence. It had white flower designs on the top as well. The wheels were white, but since I cleaned the board a lot, it stayed like that and didn't get dirty. I let Theo have the turn on it. He went straight towards the highway, playing ghetto Frogger by crossing back and forth on the street. He didn't get hit once, however, managed to trip over a turtle. I let Theo have a turn on it, and I held Aquaria. Helen said Theo was really good, and he was super quick. He even managed to spin around like 5 times in a row, and then he threw up when he was done. Bet you can't do can't do it better than me. He boasted as I got on. As soon as I got on, I started to skate off into the street when everyone was busy talking. As soon as I got on, I did a multi-spin and did it super quick, and I flipped up in the air and turned around 370 billion degrees. I got Aquaria's Theo's number and registered it when I got home. Jaiden was sitting on the couch like she was before, so I called out her name. That'd be like so fast enough to give her vertical. Jaiden, what are you? James, the SCP janitor, and no one else. Where are you? I screamed. I heard someone stairs, and I went there, and I put my ear against the door and immediately took it off. I didn't want to disrespect them, but ooh,
I'm just gonna skip this paragraph.
No. I got whiskey in my hand, and we're already too far. And immediately took it off. I didn't want to disrespect them, but ooh, that's actually disgusting. Like, can they not do it when I'm at the house, but when I'm at school and I 100% won't come back? Who would play Minecraft Bedrock Edition?
Oh, it's not that funny. I was expecting it, but it's a Peggy.
I can't believe they played Minecraft Bedrock Edition.
Exact disgusting.
Like James is like, oh yeah, mine that diamond. Oh yeah, I'm gonna craft the eye of
Is that how the
Ender.
janitor sounds? Is that really how he sounds?
I went to my room and put my skateboard back on my suitcase, but then I remembered that I had to unpack my things, and I did. So I put my skateboard inside my wardrobe. At the bottom were shoes, were to be. I went to my drawing tablet,
Alt tab it.
and started drawing for a long time. I think it was 7 when Jaiden walked in.
Like,
Rifle.
oh my gosh, like me and James played Minecraft Bedrock Edition for like 7 hours.
Mom, I don't want to know about your disgusting video game habits. Java is so much better.
And that's how she got into Slipknot. Anyway, keep on going.
Casey, how was school? She asked. I told her Aquaria and how she was my friend and how Theo was really cute and how annoying Priya was.
Who's Priya?
The one who was really stuck up.
No, that was like Nancy Lopez.
She smiled and then tackled on me and started tearing off my hair. Okay, she smiled and brushed my hair back. I'm sorry, I only just came down. Me and James were animating together and we had to record. Yeah, sure, that's what you're doing, Mom. I heard you playing Bedrock Edition. You can't hide that from me.
D++ is superior. And suddenly they become...
I lied to her. Yeah, I had a full meal at school. I had a Baconator from Wendy's and a large pizza from Taco Bell. At home, I just had some fruit and juice because I wasn't that hungry. She nodded and walked out of the room. I only had a brownie and a small carton of milk. I threw it up afterward. When I said to Aquaria, I need to go to the toilet, she stood outside. And now I know that I'm saying this majestic voice sarcastically and everything, but
Yeah.
please do know I absolutely pray and just pray healing over anyone who has this condition, and I know it's rough, and I'm not making fun. I just can't break it. Jaiden was making me a pizza when I went upstairs. Oh crap, how am I gonna get out of this one? She saw Floof sitting in my bedroom. Oh yeah, I'm guessing that's the dog I just met right now. And I smiled as she came bounding up to me, circled me. She jumped into my leg and started to bark. Up, 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 hold up.
What is this? Vitanam the musical. Excellent.
Through the gates of hell, as we make our way through heaven, through the humping lines, Primo Humptoria,
What is this dog spawn?
I do not know why that came out of me. James heard the bark and thought something happened. James came to the room with the mop in hand as I pet the dog. A-N. What does A-N stand for?
I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure out. I think it's author name?
Arthur. No, author's note.
Author note.
Or the AN rifle from Phantom Forces.
Exactly, it's that. It's the rifle.
I don't really know the dog's gender, but since I'm not trying to assume anyone's
I'm about to assume the dog's gender, guys.
Oh, to be rude about it. I'm not. It's fiction. You can make the dog whatever gender you want. You can make it non-binary for all I care. Like, it doesn't matter, it's fiction. All genders are equal. I don't see why you need to, like, add, like, the respect of gender identification in a world where you have the power to not even worry about that.
In a world where you're adopted by Jaiden.
Turns out Jaiden was just a transgender this whole time.
Turns out Jaiden wasn't really real, and it was just, like, two kids in a trench coat pretending to be an adult.
Oh yeah, and like, suddenly I thought I saw padded rooms, but it was only for a couple seconds. It flickered, I blinked, and I'm back here. The hard wall feels soft. The light keeps flickering back into the room. Oh gosh, where am I? Why is it that when we hit the brutal reality of life, we get away from the beautiful lie? The beautiful paradise that I had. Maybe I'll fool myself again.
Stop leaking SCP lines.
Maybe this isn't the first time this has happened.
Jaiden isn't real. I think we've made that conclusion.
Apparently I did so good, Daniel thought that was what was being written. No, she was being friendly, I replied as I rolled over onto her stomach. Gosh.
Crush the dog. The dog is dead.
DK! The non-binary dog is dead.
Exactly.
I heard a screech. I see Harry flying into the room and landing on my shoulder while pumping his chest out as I laughed. I only just realized what time it was and how carried away I got with the pets. It was 10:30 p.m. Oh no! And I had to go to sleep or else I wouldn't wake up for the next day. I would sleep forever and ever. I said goodnight to James and Jaiden as I fell asleep, as I remember my phone was getting a notification just before I closed my eyes.
Oh, look at this plot ending. Normally what these stories do is they end with a little like blurb thing, and like there's a little note saying fangirl out, but I guess that's not here. I hope it will be in the next one, because that was in every previous chapter. But, of course, thanks to Vitanam for reading out the entire thing. I'll never make you read any of these, don't worry. Not that I've even touched any of these. Anyway, thank you so much for reading the story. We'll get to Chapter 5, hopefully, next time with someone else. And, yeah. That's pretty much it. Do you want to say goodbye or something? Do you have any other extra notes to add?
Okay, subscribe to my channel. All rap revenue goes to charity. You want to support COVID by watching trash videos? This is the way we gotta do it.
Watch his videos and you will single-handedly cure AIDS. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. Goodbye.
Bye.